In the next 3 days, a cop will push his luck and defy the system. In the next 3 days, the lives of a few friends will change forever.
Pile of criminal. You go in there and surprise the ass as usual. No one's have a clue what happened. Let's say they ain't gotta worry about money for the next couple of years if we do this one.
Yeah? Okay. We're down.
Babe, is there something you want to tell me?
That's all I got, man.
Alright, big guy. I'll be back soon.
But when things go wrong, no one can be trusted. Their fate is decided by the few in charge. In this epic battle between good and evil, the next 3 days will make you think, who can you really trust?
You had us in here? Hey, nuts! We can't take him to the hospital. Gunshot wound, the police have to get involved. Reports the whole bit. All I gotta say to you, sleaze, is if something happens to Johnny, I'll make sure you pay for it! I freaking threatened me! Tell what you want!
Sooner or later, I'm gonna find out who did this, and I'm gonna kill him.
The next 3 days will make you think if there is such a thing as loyalty and friendship.
I told you, when you move in, watch your corners. But no.
You have to get freaking shot! Tell me! Tell me!
Windergill, Tayshaun Prince,
But the most important thing is
Naresh K.
that we all be safe.
Canadian Bollywood Films presents
Why'd you do it?
Money! I did it for money, all right!
Pseudo, Blood of Our Own.
ख़वातीन हज़रात वापस आने के लिए शुक्रिया करम मेहरबानी भाई आज जो हमारे मेहमान हैं let me just say one thing about this person okay शोले पिक्चर में डायलॉग था गब्बर सिंह का ये हाथ मुझे दे दे ठाकुर well you know what if I had to say something to this guest I would ask him पहले तो ये accent मुझे दे दे और ये टांगे मुझे दे दे I'm telling you we have someone here ladies I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be you know pretty glad to have someone who looks the part of an action movie star and of course he is on his way to becoming one. Pseudo the film, phenomenal response, everyone's going crazy about it and we're really proud that it's a proudly Canadian project. So इस movie के मुतालिक हम बात करने वाले हैं and of course we've got the hero जो Bollywood terms में होता है या just the leading man of the movie Naresh K with us. Naresh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's talk about this. First of all, US and Canadian theatrical release. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, it's really out of this world. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's an adrenaline rush.
Yep.
And so far, it's been amazing, and the response it's been awesome.
So talk to me about the movie itself, Pseudo. I mean, you know, it's so rare. First of all, to be able to invest a budget as big as 500,000. I read somewhere that that was like around about the budget of the movie.
Okay.
Putting that together. Doing a movie and of course working with actors who are not your traditional Hollywood types, you know, we're talking about South Asian actors, we're talking about stories that revolve around ethnic actors. How did this all come to happen in the first place?
The producer and director approached me.
Yeah.
They saw my work in terms of modeling and the previous acting work which I had done.
Right.
So they contacted me and they sent me over the script.
Right.
And the first thing I noticed when I read the script was like, wow. This is like a very unique script.
Yeah.
And as a Punjabi director.
Yeah.
And it's very unique. It hasn't been done before. And the thing with me, obviously in this industry, if you want longevity in this industry, I believe in like dynamic and versatile roles.
Yeah.
And the character which I play is very versatile, very dynamic. And that's why I was drawn to the actual script.
Yeah. Now, tell me about, so you said that they'd seen your modeling work. Is this your first acting role?
This is my debut role, but I've done a lot of like music international videos and modeling work internationally.
Right.
But for me, this was like an amazing stepping stone into the acting field. But my background is a lot of theatre.
Oh, okay, so you have done theatre before this, which always helps.
That's great. I actually graduated from an acting school in England.
Awesome. So it's always good to know that your actors are actually trained.
Yes, I was a trained actor, yes.
No offense to sort of, you know, models who just decided one day, they're like, I'm going to act. But, you know, it always helps to know that you've actually invested something into the industry itself.
See, my first initial thing was actually acting.
Yeah.
But I took like a detour because I got noticed as a model first.
Yeah.
And obviously I did music, international videos, and I did TV commercials, and a lot of international work in terms of modeling. But I actually did graduate from Birmingham School of Acting. And also from a Nupankar acting school in Mumbai, so I got the best of both worlds.
Lovely. And it doesn't hurt to actually have the looks and just have a body of work which showcases that as well, right?
Exactly.
I believe that a few months ago we had Abbas Hassan, who's also sort of from the UK, great singer, just signed on with Rishi Rich, and same story, sort of went into modeling, but not something that he aspired to be. I think the modeling is just a by the way thing which kind of leads into something better. Exactly. Not to say the modeling is inferior in any way, like you said, it has a limited shelf life.
Exactly.
So, now you've been approached with the script, and you just mentioned a few minutes ago that it's never been done before. What about the movie is so different?
Basically, it's got everybody. It's a multicultural. It's multicultural, and basically it's a script that shows about you can be black, white, Asian, but at the end of the day, the similarity is that there's a common factor. Social, economical background in terms of money. That's in everybody's lives, and that's what these films emphasize on, and also the actual drug trafficking industry. So I think that's in that way it was unique.
Absolutely. In terms of were you based in the UK when you were actually approached with the script, or were you within Canada when this was going on?
No, I was actually out of the country. I was actually traveling between work. I was between France and India.
Nice.
And Mumbai, that was, and for work, because I was doing a lot of modeling as well.
Right.
But I was actually at UK at the time, in Europe, and when I was approached.
Now, the movie is shot predominantly in Calgary.
That's right.
And I know we were talking sort of briefly about it before we started shooting as well. Is the story set in Calgary, or is it like Calgary pretending to be another city? Because that happens a lot.
Yeah, it's like Calgary, but it's basically and it could be anywhere within North America.
Right.
The whole the basis of the actual film was to emphasize the authenticity in terms of the cold. Right. I mean, the bitter coldness, the dark nights, the long cold nights, and also the snow.
Yes.
So that's the reason I think that location was chosen, and I think that brought a lot of realism as well into the film.
Yes,
in terms of the acting, the temperature.
Absolutely. Now, in this conversation, a few things I picked up is the fact that you speak a lot about sort of the versatility of the plot. The characters could have been any ethnicity, the location could have been any city. It really just talks about human themes predominantly.
Exactly.
Which really brings me to a question where you find this almost objectivity or just a genericness in Hollywood movies, and more often than not, the go-to for any universal plot is always cast the blonde or the white, blue-eyed Hollywood leading man for it. What significance does sort of this movie have in terms of casting people who are ethnic and bringing in their stories to it?
I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of talented actors out there from every ethnicity. So I think that's what this film shows. It shows that you don't have to be blonde hair, blue eyes to be the lead. It's basically this film can appeal to different walks of life. I mean, that's the beauty about this film. Everybody can relate to this, and it's a type of film that touches on certain aspects which are common, a common factor, and obviously about the drug trafficking industry, which actually does exist. It's a fictional movie, but obviously it's real story.
Tell me about the plot. I feel like we've spoken so much about the movie, and we haven't even sort of given them a quick sort of taste of what the plot's all about.
Basically, it's based loosely around a group of friends, and also a character called Sleaze.
Which is the character?
Which is a metro cop.
Right.
And aka Bhupinder Tiara, that's his Indian name. But it's based about him and how these set of events happen throughout the film that causes a reaction.
Right.
And it's based around drug trafficking.
Right.
And also about money.
Okay.
And that's what the film is loosely based around.
Now, you are playing the central character in the movie, a cop called Sleaze. Why Sleaze, bro? So
Sleaze, you'll have to watch the movie for that.
Okay, so
you have to watch the movie for that. Why? And obviously when you watch it, you'll get an understanding of why.
Okay.
But his professional name is Bhupinder Tiara.
Okay.
And that's what he's known as, but it's obviously within the group, within the friends, he's known as Sleaze. But only by watching the movie, you'll find out what that means. Yeah.
So, preparing for the character, I mean, it is an action film, and I mean, you obviously look very physically fit, but action movies tend to have certain demands altogether. Was there any amount of preparation that went into it?
I'm a very active person, always have been. A healthy diet, a healthy training regime every morning. But in terms of acting, my background is like method acting.
Okay.
So I did a lot of one-to-ones with the director.
Right.
And talking about, basically what I had was like a little frame.
Right.
Which I had to build upon.
Absolutely.
With my fellow actors and with the director. So I had a lot of one-to-ones, and I watched a lot of movies. do a lot of research on how I think the character should be like, get that approved, intensive rehearsals with the actors and the director.
Right.
Because I think that's the, and obviously some scenes, you can only do certain acting scenes, you can only improvise.
Yeah.
And that was actually done on the actual day.
Right.
So that's the whole beauty of improvisation and working with the director, Grissimon.
And of course, and I think at the end of the day, you need that level of comfort and trust within your actors to be able to improvise on the day itself, right? Because not everyone's really okay with that.
That's right.
Once you get to the set and all of a sudden you decide to sort of go off the script a little bit. And I think that's amazing. I think it's always good to see South Asian filmmakers that invest not only in cinema, and good quality cinema, but also cinema that emphasizes performance. Because I think that there's a lot of people who are very eager to sort of, get the equipment and shoot a good-looking film, and of course cast great-looking people as well. But when you invest in the story and of course the performers who are carrying it, that's always exciting as well. Yes. Talk to me about Calgary. How was that?
Calgary's, for example, the first day of shooting was very cold. I mean, it's minus 30.
Right.
And traveling like to hot climates like in India,
right.
I mean, even UK is not even that cold.
Right.
And the first day of shooting was minus 30, so it was the bitter cold. But then again, that was very beneficial for the film. It brought a lot of authenticity in the acting, brought a lot of realism.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain scenes when you see the film, like you'll see 12 inches of snow. That's not put there. That's not artwork. That's actual. That is 12 inches of snow.
Yeah.
There's certain scenes that were the bitter coldness, but then again, that brought the authenticity and the realism in the acting.
I can imagine that. What was the process been like? Obviously, working with the diversity of cast altogether, and working with the Dhaliwals, Harsimran and Gursimran.
That's right.
How's that experience been altogether?
It's been amazing. I mean, I think the director's vision was very unique, and there was a lot of. We had a very small, intimate production crew, but that made it very intimate.
Right.
So everybody became like a little family.
Right.
But then again, everybody worked extremely hard as well.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of one-to-ones, very intense rehearsals, workshops. And also, the beauty of working with Gursimran, the director, is that he will actually give an actor the ability to let him actually evolve the character.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he'll give you pointers on how to improve it. So that was really good working with the director. He's very open-minded in that way.
Doing an action thriller for your first movie, was that the kind of sort of debut you always wanted, or?
See, the character I play, like the word I'll use is for longevity in the actual industry is a dynamic, versatile actor. Right. And what I can say about the character, he's very versatile. I mean, he's a very complex character, and throughout the film, you see a series of mixed emotions, and that's the type of character-driven roles I wanted to do.
Nice.
And for me, that was like, it was like, wow, my first script, and like this is the character which everybody dreams of having. Yeah, brilliant. So for me, it was an amazing experience.
What are you looking forward to next after all of this is done? Because I mean, I'm imagining at this point you're just on a high.
Yeah, I'm on a high, but at the end of the day, I want to do something very character-driven, very dynamic.
So you want to continue acting?
Yes, definitely, most definitely. I love it. So
awesome. And sort of is modeling going to be taking a backseat, or can you juggle both?
Juggle both, but if movie goes, by all means, I mean both. Why not? At the end of the day. But acting is my main priority. Yeah.
Nice. I want to talk more about theatre. I think it's such an exciting project, and I think not since Breakaway last year, which debuted at TIFF, have we been this excited about a film. So I want to talk more about it. And bhai, I'm sure aap log bhi sunna chahte hain aur studio ke bare mein. It's an action film, and I think that action films are literally making a comeback at this point. I think that we went through a phase where we were kind of obsessed. Okay, pahad hone chahiye, chiffon ki sari honi chahiye, aur ye move hona chahiye. Like without that film nahi hit hoti thi. But at this point, we're opening up to the chicky bang bangs, and I'm really excited about talking about theatre of the film and sort of the comeback of action movies in just a bit. तो आप कहीं ना जाइएगा, बहुत सारी बातें और करनी है. हम अभी गए और अभी वापस आए.